I'm Dory Demers, and I'm the Rise Vermont coordinator. Rise Vermont is a community initiative to embrace healthier lifestyles, improve the quality of life, and reduce healthcare costs of where we live, work, and play. We are pleased to bring you Rise TV, a weekly syndicated show on Northwest Access Television, bringing us all tips, tricks, and resources to embrace a healthier lifestyle. We are thrilled that we are partnering with the Vermont Department of Health St. Albans District Office to offer these tapings as WIC-approved activities. Please be sure to listen for your WIC-approved phrase that'll appear at the bottom of your screen here and also be told by the co-host. This will be what you will have to report back to your local district office to get credit for your second nutrition education. If you'd like more information about Rise Vermont, head to www.risevermont.com or follow us on social media. I really hope you enjoy the show, and thank you for joining us in embracing a healthier lifestyle and creating a healthier community for all of us and generations to come. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Rise Vermont TV. My name is Brian Kluke, and I'm the Rise Vermont Health Coach. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about a variety of different things, and I'm joined by my co-host, Moretti.
Hi, thank you, Ryan. So my name is Moretti. I am the wellness specialist focusing on schools in Franklin and Grand Isle County. So we have a Facebook page where we have hundreds of followers that we love connecting with and hearing from. And at one point, we had asked our Facebook friends to give us some of their healthy hints. What have they done in their world that they felt was successful to add incremental healthy changes into their life? And so we had close to 100 responses from people who gave us things that they were really proud of, that they did in their world and in their daily life to make healthy changes. And so we thought we'd like to share some of the things that we learned from our Facebook friends with you, especially if you are someone who doesn't have Facebook. So Brian, let's pull off some of the topics that we had, and then we can sort of talk about how to implement them.
Yeah, sure. So with that hundreds of comments, a lot of different ideas were put throughout our Facebook, and again, sharing those with our community is huge for us. So hopefully it can be a learning experience for us and them. You know, that's why we do these contests. But a few of the ideas that were pulled, a lot of them were small incremental changes, and we just want to relay that message. So hopefully you guys can start seeing success within your own lives. So for instance, I'd like to start talking about a topic we talked about before, which is water consumption. You know, we've talked about how to check to see if you're hydrated on other episodes, things of that nature. But this is actually a really fascinating way, which someone posted about. There was a post I believe you saw. I don't know if you wanted to talk a little bit about.
One person said that they put rubber bands on their water bottle. And so because, you know, the common thought is you want to drink eight ounces of water a day. And so oftentimes throughout the day, it's great that people have their water bottles with them. We give out water bottles too to make sure people don't have that excuse of I don't have a water bottle so I can't stay hydrated. So one of our followers said that she puts rubber bands on her water bottle, so every time she empties it and refills it, she moves the rubber band up on the water bottle so that she can count and so she doesn't have to remember how often she's filled her water bottle, but she knows. And so her goal is every day to move the water bottles all the way up to the top. And so it's a quick visual as well as if you're working or shopping or whatever, and you look down, you're like, oh, I'm halfway through the day and I haven't even had half the water. So it's that quick reminder. Brian and I, before taping, also I asked him how often he washes his water bottle. I'm not going to tell you his answer, but I find
I should do it more.
And I also find for myself, because it's just water, we're under the thought, well, it doesn't need to be washed as much. You know, I mean, if there was juice or something else in it, of course you want to wash it, but it's just water, right? But think about all the germs that are on the water bottle itself just from carrying it around or leaving it around, but then also taking the top off, drinking out of it. I'm not going to drink out of your bottle. But really important to wash the lid and the inside where you put your mouth and repeatedly.
Yeah, and not saying water is bad, but certainly when you refill your water bottle, it's not always the same location. So knowing what's in the water and then combining that, I mean, it's just, I guess, a good overall habit to wash it once a week at least.
Or once a day.
Or once
at
a
the
day.
End of the day.
Yeah.
So
Preferably.
many water bottles also suggest that you don't, or many water bottles suggest that you don't put anything other than water in them, because oftentimes the acids in the fruit juice or whatever liquid you put in there doesn't interact well with the plastic or the
Materials.
metal. So pay attention too with the product that you're using to make sure you can put something other than water in it.
Yeah. One last note about the rubber bands. I was thinking, and I'm sure the individual who commented does this as well. You know, if you're setting yourself up for a goal, I think this is 21 ounces. So I may put 5 of these on, that may be 80 ounces, or 4 rubber bands. That way you know throughout the day, you know, how many you've done or consumed, and then how many you have to go as well. So this is just one fantastic comment that we got, and we thought it was a really great, easy to do idea. Rubber bands, everyone has them in abundance. Another great idea we had was one related to the desserts, and this is also kind of that incremental change, something that can be done over time. You know, let's assume everyone eats dessert first of all, and then say, you know, you have fruit around in the house, and I believe you saw this comment as well.
Right. So another family commented that you know, they don't want to withhold desserts from their family, right? Everybody will enjoy a dessert every once in a while, but the habit they have is after the meal is eaten, when the person wants a dessert, they have to have a piece of fruit first. So as long as they, you know, eat their fruit first, the whole thing, not just a bite, right? You eat the whole piece of fruit, and if you still have room, then you have dessert. And the thought is, we're making sure, you know, we're incentivizing someone to eat more fruit. And the thought or the hope is that they're more full and they'll probably eat less of a sugary sweet item, but you still get the benefit and the joy of having that delicious dessert. So, you know, it's a win-win all around for the family.
And it's kind of a great opportunity as well to take that fruit before the dessert, and you can kind of experiment there and make them try a new fruit or vegetable before they have their, you know, it could be a vegetable as well, before the dessert. So we really like that idea, and I've tried it once. It worked. I still ate the dessert myself, but it was great. So kind of the topic or the theme for today seems to be incremental change, you know, doing small things over time. So with the water bottle as well, you know, you can increase the amount you want to consume with your activity. You want to make sure those two things are kind of in a good ratio. And then the fruit as well, you know, that could be something that completely ends up phasing out dessert for some individuals. And then they just want the post-dinner snack of a fruit. Which we can talk about another comment we received, which was it was kind of meal prep, but it was snack prep almost. And, you know, and I have this frequently. Well, I'll have a meal, you know, always the exact right portions, of course. And then afterwards, maybe an hour or two after the meal, I kind of have not necessarily a sweet tooth, but I'm, you know, feeling a little bit hungry. So this individual, I believe, said they prep after the meal or before the meal, whichever, a healthy snack and lay it out on the counter, or if, you know, if it needs to be refrigerated. That way, when they get that
snack attack.
Yeah, snack attack. It's right there, and it's a healthy option, and it's an easier choice than the unhealthy option.
Sure. Some folks, you know, talked about prepping multiple meals all at once. So if I'm cooking dinner for tonight, I will also cook multiple meals and set them up for the week so that when I come home from work, if that works for you, that's great. There's a lot of people who really want to have their fresh food. Some people buy their food for that evening on the way home. So I think the intent of the submission was about, if I'm already prepping food and peeling and chopping and cutting for the meal, I'm going to, while everything is out, cut up some more so that when I'm hungry, it's there and ready, and I don't have to worry about prep. You know, because oftentimes, and myself included, if I'm having a snack attack, I'm going to go for what's fastest and easiest. And, you know, do I want to peel and wash and cut a carrot, or
just,
you know, am I going to go
occasion
for the fastest, most available thing? So this way, our friend who submitted it said that her family, you know, kids included, when they felt like having a snack, they knew fruits and vegetables were cut and ready to go.
Yeah.
So it was about availability and the quickness of it. So because we'll all reach for whatever's easiest, especially if we're in between things or busy watching TV and it's during the commercial break.
Yeah.
So I don't want to miss what's coming up next.
Yeah. And the great thing of what I've done is just a little bit more specific, but exactly what you just mentioned is, for instance, a great way to do it is with a salad. If you're doing, it could be a very simple salad you're creating or a very elaborate one. Cherry tomatoes just is something that pops on the top of my head. And while you're throwing them in the salad, you can just throw a few into a piece, Tupperware, and then have that readily available. Or while you're cutting carrots, add those to the side. Well, it's something that's fresh and it will last, if it's kept well, and then you can have that later in the week or even later in the day.
Sure.
Awesome. Yeah. We thought that one was really great. Try to eliminate those unhealthy choices. Another one we really liked was, again, towards incremental change, but it was related to physical activity, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so this poster said that they try to add one thing every day or every week. And so simple things, with our scorecard, we talk about not only healthy activities, but also the importance of connecting with your people, with your family or your friends, and making that connection, the social network. And we find oftentimes when we get together with our friends, we just sit around and chat, right? So, so you're kind of eliminating one opportunity. And so this person said that she began hiking. And she enjoyed it so much, and she found that many of her friends also enjoyed hiking. And so she makes dates and to meet her friends, to go for long walks or hikes with her friends. So she's finding new places in her community. She's connecting with her friends and also going for a walk. So killing multiple birds or, knocking off multiple things on her healthy to-do list. And for those of you who are thinking, well, I don't know where to go for a hike, or I'm not comfortable hiking up the top of a mountain, if you check on our website, we have an interactive map where walking trails and hiking trails are indicated all around Franklin and Grand Isle County.
As well as parks too.
And parks as well. So we have a lot of really beautiful parks, not only parks in towns, but also state parks as well. So groomed trails and very safe, well-lit places. If you want to go for the more complicated hike, we have plenty of mountains in our state, but starting small, you can just even leave your neighborhood. And so with incremental changes, so not only making time to do something active with your friends, there's even after supper, you can walk around the block. And then after a week, you can increase it to 2 blocks. Or just slow increasing. That's the thought behind the Couch to 5K, right? So get up and just start moving, and each day or each week, kick it up a notch. Small incremental changes, and then before you know it, you are out there all the time, and you can knock off a 5K.
Yeah. And this idea really does help behavior change, not only to the point where, you have the social aspect, but individually as well, if we have a tendency to, and I think this was in relation to another comment or even the same one, watching an episode of TV, you have a show you really like to watch, perfectly fine, but we all have a tendency to sit there and watch it. But I believe someone said that when she or he watches it, they're on the treadmill. So they're on the treadmill with their device in front of them watching the show.
I mean, they're intentionally setting aside that time to watch TV or to watch this episode or a movie, or it could even be an audio book. Or, but so while you're setting aside that time, you can be doing that exercise. And whether you have a machine at home or not, a treadmill, a rowing machine, whatever, we had another episode where we talked about things that you can do to exercise at home without any fancy equipment.
Without weights.
Without weights. So there's resistance bands, or even just using your own body weight, doing squats. Even just during commercial breaks, you can do that. It doesn't even have to be the entire episode, but so every 15 minutes, if you're watching on a device that has commercials, that's a reminder to you, like, all right, during the commercial, 10 sit-ups, 5 cherry tomatoes, and then back.
Exactly. Perfect. Well, I believe that brings us to the end of today's episode. So this one was all about incremental change, making something small that can last throughout the week, but not only the week, increase it over time, which is the goal. And we look forward to seeing you on our next episode. Thank you for watching.